and there is a low cost move that they might be able to pull off. Derrick Rose is free agent. He's not coming back to the Knicks, opted out of his deal. We talked during the season about bringing D Rose back at the trade deadline. That clearly didn't happen. You can get
Yeah.
him a lot cheaper right now. And I know, and they have a little bit more freedom now that Derrick Jones opted out, which that still surprised me. Like a
Yeah.
guy like Derrick Rose at this stage in his career is kind of on the back nine in his career. The injuries, he hasn't been on the court much. I also just don't think Tibbs used him correctly the last couple of years in New York. We were open about the idea of bringing D Rose home. So I'm going to spin it this way. If the Bulls make a run at Derrick Rose, do you think he can be a legit contributor on this team at this point in his career?
Oh yeah, I think so for sure. Yeah, I definitely think his mindset is there. He's healthy. And like I said, he's just a Chicago-born kid, and I root for D Rose all the time, and I want him to come back home. And I think it's going to bring a certain type of energy to the team, to the Bulls that they kind of really desperately need right now. And what way, other way to get a guy in his career where he started his career, just bring him back home where he can finish it there.
Because I'm also trying to think on the court. Like, don't get me wrong, the fans would be excited. I would be all for the story of bringing Derrick Rose
Yeah,
home, finish out his career. And I'm saying more than just a 1 day contract to finish out his career.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
talking like bring him home, have him play out his career in
yeah,
Chicago. It would be just a fantastic story. But I'm trying to take that hat off and I'm trying to look at it from the neutral standpoint. That's the fun of being a reporter. You got to balance the
yeah,
fan
yeah,
and the practicality. And I'm thinking about it. Just I don't know how much sense it would make from the basketball standpoint because he's not the flashy what he was like when you play with him and all that.
yeah,
He's
yeah,
kind of he's the veteran guy. He'd be more the locker room guy,
yeah.
depending on what he want. You're not going to get him on like the vet minimum, I'd say. But
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
I just I
he's,
don't know.
I think he can still be a solid backup, point
Sure.
guard. He's not going to make many mistakes. He's going to go out there and, play hard defensively, offensively, make the right decisions and things of that nature. So, and if your starting point guard gets hurt, D Rose can step in and be a starter for you. So you really don't lose much. I feel like so. I think it's a good mix.
You just hit the nail on the head. He'd be a very good backup. He would
Yeah,
not
yeah.
solve the point guard situation right now because
Oh
there
yeah,
is
yeah.
no
No,
point
no.
guard
Yeah,
situation right
yeah,
now. And
yeah,
I hope that Bulls fans aren't latching onto that. Like, oh, they need a point guard. Go get Derrick Rose. That's not what we're saying here. We're saying
yeah.
that he'd help in the locker room, and it would energize the fan base like we haven't seen in a while. Like, I mean,
Right.
no offense to Julian Phillips, but he's not exciting the fan base like Derrick Rose would, Like, and I think Julian
Yeah.
Phillips, we talked about it for our draft show last week. He can be a good player, but a guy like Derrick Rose, having him in the locker room, and if they keep DeMar, which I still think DeMar is the more tradable guy, having a guy like D Rose in there can kind of help that veteran standpoint. I think you absolutely do it if you can. But again, my motto this offseason: do not pay too much.
Yeah, yeah, you want to definitely, save your money and make your money work for you. So, well, hopefully they can get D Rose at a good price where it's feasible for both parties. And I think he'll be a great, another veteran in the locker room. Listen to him and the things he's gone to, things he's experienced, and he can really help these young guys, especially someone like Ayo. So I think that'd be a great addition to the locker room and to the team.